What up, people? Welcome to another episode of the Movie Brothers. I'm Ant. This is Kev.
Wonder Twin Powers, activate.
Nerds around the globe, unite.
Come together, because only a true nerd would get that reference.
That is true. Yes, thank you guys once again for joining us. Hey, today we are reviewing the animated film Home for You. It's rated PG, has a runtime of 1 hour and 34 minutes. This is an animated adventure. In it, we have an alien that makes friends with a little girl named Tip, and they come together to go out on their own individual quests.
This movie was directed by Tim Johnson, who directed the DreamWorks feature Ants some time ago. This film stars Jim Parsons from the Big Bang Theory fame. He plays Sheldon Cooper on that show. Rihanna, pop star, ingenue. We all know who she is.
Oh, yeah.
Steve Martin, comedic genius. He also lends his voice, as does Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo. What do you say we start chopping it up a little bit?
Hey, let's get into it, man.
All right. Jim Parsons plays a lovable, mistake-prone alien by the name of O. Okay? and you can tell us why his name is O.
Yeah, his name is O, and this is not the good O, like O. It's O. Whenever he shows up on the scene around other aliens, that's always their reaction. So, hence the name O.
Okay. O is always getting into trouble, and he mistakenly sets a series of events in action that could result in the destruction of the planet Earth, a planet which his race, the Boov, have decided is a suitable place to be a hideaway.
Yeah.
They are on the run from a race called the Gorg, and they feel like Earth is the exact place to hide. But because of O's actions, the Earth may now be in danger. But things aren't always what they seem.
That's right, yeah. Well, I don't know why the aliens always want to come to Earth, man, but they always are drawn to Earth. But anyway, if I had to describe this film in one word, I'd probably say cute. If you gave me one more word, I'd probably say safe.
Safe is a good one.
Yeah, but it's, those things, and it's warm. And y'all know me, I'm a sucker for great messages and teachable moments. And this film has some of that in there. So, it gets a couple of check marks from me in that department.
Right, because how successful it is in teaching and those teachable moments, that's up to debate. But we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get into that. This is a DreamWorks project, and I'm sure you guys are familiar with Shrek and Madagascar. These little Boov aliens are actually kind of very reminiscent of the lemurs from Madagascar.
Right.
Mixed in with the minions from Despicable Me, kind of a combination of the two.
Right, and Smek, the leader of the Boov, is very reminiscent of King Julian from Madagascar. They have the same kind of affectations and the same mannerisms. They're both really kind of self-serving types of characters. So you've seen this character before, and you'll find it humorous, to a point. Okay, so in the interest of full disclosure, Ann already said this movie is cute and it's safe. It is chipper entertainment, okay? It will rouse smaller kids. I wouldn't take older kids to this film. They'll be bored to tears.
Yeah.
But it will keep the smaller kiddos in line. And you as a parent, you won't be totally bored. I mean, it is entertaining enough to kind of keep you there. And because of the teachable moments that Ant spoke to earlier, your kids will ask you questions that you'll be able to talk to them and discuss with them, what was going on. So, kind of a win-win.
Yeah, I agree, Kev. In terms of, there's nothing really new here. Everything's familiar. Nothing exciting and new. And it's par, right? Now, what I can appreciate, as I mentioned, the great messages about friendships and relationships, family. I have a litlittle problem related to that, and y'all know I wouldn't be Ann if I didn't have a problem with something in the film. And my problem is that it's around the area of Tip's family. Let's talk about for that in a moment. Tip is a little black girl, which actually I was very excited about because it's rare that you have a minority lead in an animated film.
Yeah, not since The Princess and the Frog have we seen a black lead character in an animated film.
Yeah.
And we were psyched to see that, but that one kind of let us down.
Yeah, that was awful, but that's another conversation. But yeah, very excited to see that. We are introduced to Tip's mother, who happens to be a Caucasian lady. And
she's Caucasian-esque. I mean, her last name is Tucci. She's voiced by J-Lo, so we're not sure what she is. We just know she's not black.
Watching it on film, I basically said Tip's mom is white. Okay.
Okay.
All right. No problem there. So that automatically tells us that Tip is biracial, and her dad is black. Fine. The problem is, where is her dad?
Yeah.
He
Absentee.
is absent, and we don't know in the film. We don't know whether he's dead. We don't know what happened, and there's nothing in the storyline that warrants that being the case. So why a father, any father for that matter, to be absent in the film, it just didn't make any sense to me, and I got a problem with that. And then especially with it being a black father, being a black father myself. It's just like it sends the wrong message. And as many great messages that are said on the big screen, and that's all wonderful and great, our kids are smart, they're sharp, they pick up on the things that aren't said as well.
Right.
So with dad not being present, I'm like, what kind of message are we sending? Without explaining why he's not there. All right, let's be clear about that.
And my daughter and I saw this movie at the Studio Movie Grill, which pretty much encourages conversation. You're sitting down, you're eating, you're watching it. You may as well be in your living room. And so there were a lot of kids in there talking to their parents, trying to get some understanding about things that were going on. And my daughter asked me, where's Tip's dad? Okay, where's Tip's dad? So it's interesting that you bring that up because it wasn't lost on her that Tip's father was nowhere in the picture.
That's right. Hey Kev, can we throw some points on this thing, man?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
For me, hey, this film is par. Would I recommend it to you? Yes. If you have small kids, absolutely. I would say take your kids to go see this movie. They'll get a kick out of it. I think you'll be mildly entertained as well. For some reason, I want to call the little girl Tip Penny, like Penny from Good Times. That's neither here nor there.
That's another reference that you may or may not get.
But she seems like her name would be Penny, but that doesn't even matter. I do recommend that you check it out. For me, I give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The voice acting in this movie is serviceable. I mean, Rihanna, she's in it. There's a lot of Rihanna in the soundtrack, so you might groove a little bit to that. The characters are way too familiar to characters that we've seen before and heard before. Jim Parsons, he really can't break away from Sheldon Cooper too much. So as I'm listening to old talk, I'm thinking, okay, that's Sheldon Cooper speaking the whole time. And, he just really doesn't change that very much. There are a lot of missed opportunities. This film tries to talk about certain things, but there are a lot of missed opportunities to talk about what it means to be in a single parent household, what it means to truly be alone, to be different from everyone else. These are all things that we are meant to understand that the character O is going through, and that I almost said Penny, that Tip is also going through these things. They have a lot to learn from one another and a lot to teach one another, but we really don't get very much interchange as far as that's concerned. What is it like to be alone? This movie is harmless and predictable, okay? It can be fun at times. It is very safe, as we've said before, but it never reaches the heights that it intends or hopes to reach. I give this movie a 6 out of 10 as well.
All right. Hey, that's why we're the Wonder Twins. All right. Hey, y'all. That's our show for you today. Be sure to like us on Facebook.
Or you can follow us on Twitter at The Movie Brothers.
Yep, and make sure you subscribe to this channel.
Check us out.
This is the place to be. I'm Ant. This is Kev. We are The Movie Brothers. And this is the place, the one and only place, where we bring you nothing but the real on the real. Peace.